So Neeraj, I want to, talk about the beginning. You were at Google, you were in a business development position, and you met the guys at WhatsApp to actually see if you could do a deal with them.
Right. So this goes back around 4 years. I used to acquire companies for Google, and my job was to meet up-and-coming entrepreneurs and see what they're doing. I happened to meet Jan and Brian, the co-founders of WhatsApp. They were very difficult to find, actually, so I had to somehow dig them out from somewhere. And actually, that defines who we are as a company. We are very quiet, we are very low profile, we don't actually do any PR. You'll never see us on the stage. And it was my good luck that I happened to meet them. And when I spent some time with them, I saw that they're building a company which is very different from what you typically see in Silicon Valley. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest thing that struck me about them was they were trying to build a global company sitting in Silicon Valley. So they were not building a product for Silicon Valley or the US. They were actually building a product for India and Brazil and Middle East and Africa and everywhere else. And coming from India, having grown up here, mm-hmm. their passion to connect billions of people was something which really resonated with me.
So is it that they were using even low-tech technologies
Right.
to connect with people? So what about their approach was global?
Right.
Because a lot of big companies are also global.
Right. Yeah, great question. They started looking at low-end phones way before anyone else started looking at low-end phones, right? Because they knew countries like India and Brazil and Africa, people can't afford an iPhone or a high-end Samsung phone, right? So we supported Nokia phones very early. We supported Blackberries. We supported low-end Android phones very early, like 3-4 years back, when nobody was actually paying attention to that, right? Mm-hmm. Because for us, if our product needs to connect 1 billion people, you should not think about what your friends use. You should just install the product and you should be able to use it, right? That's called ubiquity, right? If you're building only for iPhones and Android, you lose that edge. So right. for them, it was important to connect everybody in the world. So we're on that mission. We are still far away from it, but we hope to do that one day.
Yeah. So what was it, obviously for you to decide to leave Google that right. everybody knew about and join this company that nobody knew about, I'm sure was not the most intuitive thing to do. Yeah. How many people were there at WhatsApp when you joined?
Right. So we were 20 people at the time. There was all engineering or customer support. They were getting bombarded by a lot of business opportunities from carriers, from OEMs, from venture capitalist companies and stuff like that. And they wanted somebody to help them take that load off. They're engineers, right? So they wanted to spend all their time behind the desk coding or deploying product or answering customer support emails. They didn't want to spend time in the meetings, right? So that was the reason why they were interested in having somebody like me come in and run the business side of the company.
Okay.
And the reason why, I think now I look back and I don't find a very good reason why I left Google. It was very, I think, gut driven. It felt like these people were special. The mission was very special actually, and very, very close to my heart. And for me, Google, I was there for 4 years already, and it was feeling like a big company, even though everything was great. Google is a great company and does amazing stuff. But I was not very close to the impact that Google was having. Like myself personally was not close to, like if people are using Google search or maps, I'm not building it. I'm not very close to that. I think that was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to be at a company where what I do is actually, I can see people using it and hopefully change their lives.
So when you joined, this was 2 years ago that you
3
joined?
years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So at that time, what were some of the first things you had to do from a business point of view? How many users were there at that time and how many are there now?
I think we were close to 30-40 million active users at that time.
At that time, 30-40 million active users. And right. Today?
I think the last announced number was 600 million plus.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.